New York Pro Week here at Live With, and we're back with a great and exciting show brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm sitting here in studio today with a man who is instrumental to bodybuilding in the Middle East. He's the owner and operator of Oxygen Gym. He is also the president of the Camel crew, as they call them. He's Boodai. Welcome.
Welcome, Dave. I'm very happy to be in the studio.
Talking to the mic, Beta, so we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you for hosting me in RX Muscle. I'm very happy being in the studio and again with you.
Last time we talked to you, you were on a yacht in the harbor there in Kuwait.
Yeah, now it's in New York. I'm coming with my team to compete in New York.
Your team did very well last week at the Body Power Pro. Roelly WInklaar winning there with Nathan Asha, who's in studio. We'll see him a little later on Heavy Muscle TV, coming in second and making some enormous gains. I mean, I believe Nathan gained, we figured it out, almost like 30 pounds or something like that from last year?
Yeah, he's a very good guy. He came 6 months before the New York, the Body Power in London. He trained very hard, concentrate in the show, and this guy will do. I think we repeat the last week.
You think so? Now, Roelly WInklaar also making some enormous gains. I mean, he almost doesn't look real anymore. He looks like a fake person. He's so big and round. And what do you attribute these improvements that these guys make when they come out to Kuwait? Is it that they're more focused there?
The Camel crew secret.
The Camel crew secret. We're going to talk about where the Camel crew came from in a little bit, but
yeah.
I want to talk about you because a lot of people don't know who Boodai is. They hear the name. They know you own this gym, Oxygen Gym. How did you get involved with the whole bodybuilding industry to begin with? Where did it start?
For 11 years, I like bodybuilding from maybe 15 years. But before 12 years, we start a business as a gym. And the business is growing. It's my hobby, the bodybuilding. And
was the gym a real business, or did you do it because you just liked the bodybuilding world?
No. It's every business I do, it's for me, it's real. And when it's come to business, I'm focusing in this. This is my main job. I'm a businessman from beginning, and I focus on every business I do.
When I was in the Middle East back in 1996, the gyms were terrible there. You kind of changed that. You kind of went and said, you know what, I'm going to put a modern gym in Kuwait that's going to blow away any other gym around. You basically left no stone unturned. You built this amazing gym. Did you know it would be that successful?
Yeah, from beginning, when I start to do my business, when you want to go on through this business with the people would have experience and they have gym before I have, you need to do something different.
How many members does Oxygen Gym have?
I think in the 5 gym, we have 5 gym, 4 gym now and the 5 coming soon, maybe in 3 months. But now we have almost 12,000 active members.
Wow. And that's a lot for the Middle East. Now,
yeah.
Do women work out in these gyms too, or is it men
it's
only?
only men.
Okay. So Kuwait is still pretty much segregated in the
No,
sense
we have mixed gym, but it's in hotel and that's it,
I got you. Now, bodybuilding obviously was always a hobby of yours.
Yeah.
But you kind of discovered one of the biggest talents in the bodybuilding world right now, Big Ramy.
Yeah.
How did that relationship come about? Because he was a fisherman initially in Egypt. And how did you get him over there in Kuwait? And how did you find out that he would be a good bodybuilder?
He's employed in one of my gym, and maybe after 2 months, I recognized that somebody told me about him. And when I look at his body, I know one day he will be one of the best bodybuilders of the world.
The story sounds very reminiscent of what Brian Dobson did with Ronnie Coleman back at his gym, Metroflex, back in the 90s. He recognized Ronnie came into the gym. He said, this guy has got terrific talent. Ronnie didn't believe it. He offered him a free gym membership, and the next thing we know, we got Mr. Olympia 8 times. Can Ramy be Mr. Olympia 8 times?
I think Ramy have missed almost already two Olympian.
You think
he must have, from now, he must have 2 Olympia already. He missed 2 Olympia before.
Were you flabbergasted when you saw the gains that Ramy was making from when he first started to, say, a year or two after he'd been training?
You know, every bodybuilding now work with us in Kuwait lately will do 10 kilo every year. But
that's 22 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not continue. You know, it's maybe they do in first year, second year, maybe, you know, it's not big difference. But the only guy, he surprised me, that's gaining every year with the quality muscle is Ramy.
And he's still gaining 22
that,
pounds a year.
That's what the surprise, you know.
It's unfathomable when you can see a bodybuilder at 200 or 350 pounds in the off season, and the guy has got abs. Is he the most genetically gifted bodybuilder we've ever seen? Do you think?
I think yes. You know, let me tell you a story nobody know. First, before Ramy gets his pro card in Kuwait, we host Mr. Olympia Amateur. You know, and Mr. Olympia was in December. I figure I say for my team, let's fly to Vegas to see the pro and Mr. Olympia by eyes. You know, when you look at it's, you know, the first time I see Olympia is, I think, 2012.
Okay.
Nobody surprised me, really. Nobody surprised me, only Philip.
Philip was the only impressive person.
Yeah, when I saw him face to face, you know, and I know Ramy will be, before he get pro, will destroy the lineup if he do it right. And I think he's supposed to win Olympia with all respect of Philip and all the guy, but I think he already missed the Olympia.
What does Ramy need to do between now and the Olympia to win, in your mind?
Listen, let me tell you what I feel. You know, I have all respect for all people who work with Ramy, but the mentality of Ramy, you know, the mentality of
the mindset.
Yeah, if you want to win Olympia, you must be full mentality before you have your muscle. You understand what I mean?
Does he have the mindset? Does he have the killer instinct? Does he have the winning thought patterns?
He have the winning. Everybody want to win. You know, if they have, you know, let's say top 3 guys, all of them want to win. But how? That's the difference.
Is the Chris Aceto Ramy connection? You think that's a good team?
You know, it's for me. I respect every coach, but I respect also Chris what he do in bodybuilding. But time will say, you know, Mr. Olympia is coming. But what if you ask me about what you think of Ramy? You know, I have trust in my team.
Now, Ramy obviously trains in Kuwait with you guys, with the crew over there. Do you guys actually train together, or how does it work?
You know,
if you're a member of the Camel crew out there, and I say this with all due respect, of course.
And beginning when you say
we will talk about that in a minute, how that came about. With all due respect, if you're a member of the Camel crew, what does that entitle you? Do you get like a gym bag, a T-shirt?
No, we don't have T-shirt.
Coaching. What do you get? What do you provide these guys with?
No, you know, some
financing.
We don't accept anybody. You know, we accept people with good genetics, except the amateur, you know, from Kuwait or Gulf. We accept some people, but you know, it's Kuwait because our team, we train them. But now we have experience about 3-year training pro, starting from Ramy, going to Roelly, and we have now Nathan, and there is some Kuwaiti pro in Kuwait.
So how many people are on the team right now? 4?
Yeah, with the team is 4. We have coaches.
It's pretty good 4 guys.
Yeah, we have coaches. Also, we have people who are helping the guys when they're going to compete, helping with everything.
Are they doing the actual prep for them, or are they just helping them in the gym and training?
No, we have coaching. We have coaching. You know, we have coach, fully coaching by and nutrition for the.
Who's this guy was saying in the video, helping Roelly there?
This is the coach of, he's doing the nutrition and the coaching for Roelly WInklaar.
What's his name?
Ahmed Askar. He's one of the best in the Middle East.
He's a pretty big guy himself, yeah.
I think, in my opinion, he's one of the best in the world.
Really?
But without no.
Does he compete?
Before.
Okay, is he done competing?
Yeah, he done. He's focusing in coaching, and he coach nutrition for doing the nutrition for Roelly, also for Nathan.
Right. What do you think was going wrong with Roelly's diet prior to him coming out to you? Because he was hit or miss. It was like one week he looked good, one show he looked terrible.
You know, we need to study his body. we figure out the
works.
problem, what worked for him, and that's what he showed in Olympia. And I think before 1 week he was much better than last Olympia.
Absolutely.
And after tomorrow he will be much better also.
Do you think Roelly WInklaar will win the New York Pro?
I think we will repeat for Roelly and Nathan.
It's a good lineup. Dexter Jackson in that lineup. Juan Morel.
If it's judged by muscle.
Okay.
The name, the name, I have respect for all the guy, beginning from Dexter to Juan to every guy there.
Right.
But it's muscle competition. If it's muscle, and we know New York like muscle
And conditioning, obviously.
and conditioning, they will see something really good.
New York fans like the big freaks. So
Yeah.
people have called you the Joe Weider of the Middle East. Do you like that? Do you like that title, or do you not like it?
It's it's honor to be. They call me Joe Weider of Middle East. But for me, it's more. I'm happy for the respect. I'm not talking about any name. So Joe Weider or the King, or they call me, different name. But it's you happy when you see the people respect what you do for them and for bodybuilding in Middle East.
Do you know who Howard Stern is?
What?
The radio host Howard Stern. I don't know if you know who he is.
No.
He asked very direct.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, he asked very direct. I'm going to ask you a Howard Stern question.
Yeah,
right
I
now,
listened
okay?
to Chris.
Right.
I think Chris said it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a Howard Stern question right now, so don't get insulted, but I'm going to ask you the question.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ask me, how much money does Boodai have? How wealthy are you? I see you in big boats. I see you in great gyms. You drive around in fancy cars. Are you very wealthy?
I work for this.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah, I work for this. I'm happy now.
Yeah. Are you content? You have enough money? Or you want more?
Little bit more.
Now, let me ask you a question. When these guys go out, I know these bodybuilders. When they go out, especially Cormier, when they go out to Kuwait, they can't. It's like putting a monk in a monastery. What do these guys do? There's no women there, are there?
No, it's.
How do you keep these guys focused and not looking for women? Because it's a different country, it's a different culture there, obviously.
Let me be. Maybe all the people think when the guys come to Kuwait, they're focusing in training and they're focusing in the prep for the competition. But this is not only the reason. You can focus. There's some people focusing everywhere.
Okay, so there is a social life there?
But there is our secret to use. Yeah, it's really you can focus in US. Some people focusing in Europe. Mm-hmm. We cannot take this from all people. You understand what I mean? Even in Middle East.
What if someone wants to become a member of the Camel Crew? If they want to come out and train with you, is there an application process, or do you just select them yourself, or they contact you? How do they do that?
It's they send the email for us for the coach Ahmed or Abdullah. We have a different coach for the team, and if you have good genetics and good, we can go far with them.
Right.
We accept them.
Do you give them housing? How does that work? Like if you accept someone on the team, do you help them get live
No, the
someplace?
problem with everywhere in the world, they think anybody can come to Kuwait and have money and train, and this is not true. And you can ask we have Nathan in the studio, Roelly before. You can ask them. When I see somebody really want to success, I will help him. You understand what I mean?
Right. Well, Kevin Levrone is making a comeback at the Olympia. You know that, right?
Yeah.
What if Kevin contacted you and said, "Hey, I want to come train with you, Bader, out in Kuwait"? Would you accept him?
He will come. Kevin is different.
Kevin's a legend, right? He would come. He would be a member of the crew.
I like to help. Not only to help. It's an honor to have people same Chris Cormier or Kevin Levrone in the gym. Mm-hmm. That's
do the members go crazy when guys like that come out there to train?
In Kuwait now, in my gym, it's different. They respect bodybuilding. I don't think that's happening now in different places in the world. I mean, everybody compare Kuwait as a 90 when in US and 90 with bodybuilding.
So it's a heyday there, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's still very popular.
Popular and respectable.
And you're cranking out the best guys out of your gym.
Yeah, now in the Middle East. It's going very strong. The Camel Crew is doing very well there.
Let's talk about where this Camel Crew came from. A lot of people know already, but when you were working with Ramy, obviously, somehow Dennis James intercalated himself into the picture. How did you meet Dennis and get him involved?
I meet him maybe in beginning of gym to visit gym to maybe first gym's opening the gym.
Oh, he came out.
No, I think guest posing first competition.
Okay. And
I'm sorry for my bad English. Maybe.
no, you're good. You're good. You're good. And so you introduced him to somehow. You showed him Ramy because Ramy was coming up. No,
this story is different.
Tell me the story. How did Dennis get involved with Ramy?
Dennis was, he almost retired. I think about 1 year retired, and everybody forgot Dennis. And I told him, and we're preparing one guy to bring him to compete. He already pro, Ramy. And I told him this guy will compete in Mr. Olympia. The only thing he said right is let him compete in New York before and make some noise, and after if he's good. And, we train him. And
so you trained him. You guys at the
Dennis
Oxygen
didn't
Gym.
didn't say hi to Ramy.
Before that New York Pro victory, the first one?
72 hours before New York Pro.
That's the first time you saw Ramy.
He didn't talk a lot about him. He talked one time about Ramy in the interview of Arnold. But he didn't even talk too much about him because he's scared he will be not as good.
Right.
Yeah. And before, Ramy also. Before, I think in FIBO 2011, I show Dennis the photo of Ramy, and he told me this guy will not do anything. He's a bodyguard.
He really said that?
Yeah. And then when it started, 72 hours before New York, when he saw Ramy as personal, he shocked.
So he got shocked.
Talk. Yeah, I know. The deal was, what the deal was? You can introduce us to the media, because I know this bodybuilding we don't have the media,
Sure.
We coming to compete to US
right
without name, and the Middle East was nobody there in Middle East. Maybe only I think Isa was doing Olympia.
Isa Opie, I'd say, right?
Yeah, but Isa was not doing good in Olympia, and we want to do it right, and I am believing in Ramy he can win Olympia from first year, Even Steve, when he saw me, told me this guy can win Olympian first
Steve
year.
Weinberger, right?
Yeah.
So Dennis, after Ramy wins New York for the first time, then Dennis starts taking credit for it? Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's,
But he didn't help him for that show?
Never.
Nothing?
Yeah, and it's, Ramy after New York, when he started struggling from coach to coach.
Right, and then so what happened? Was Ramy confused at that point of what to do?
No, Ramy, it's when somebody came from, Ramy from Middle East came in, he didn't even know about bodybuilding. And when he started, he competed as an amateur in Kuwait and Egypt. And, when you jump directly to US and compared to the pro level and winning the show, easy win in New York, going to Olympia, everybody saying, this is the next Olympia.
Right.
And somebody talking, Dennis tried to talk with him by connection. He have connection. He can win by connection. Right. Like this, he believe, that's because these people is a pro for 20 years.
Now, Dennis had said that when he was helping Ramy, that Ramy wasn't listening to him at all because you were influencing him negatively back at home. Was that true? You were having him eat watermelon or something like that?
Listen, he's with when he prepared second time for Olympia, he was with Dennis 3 months.
Right.
I
don't know.
What he do?
Yeah. He didn't look good at that show. No, not at all.
Because he don't know what he doing.
No, you don't think Dennis knows what he's doing?
Now people know who was lying before and who was saying the truth. I cannot talk more than Dennis because Dennis, the only thing he's good with is he have big mouth. I don't have big mouth saying Dennis because I cannot compare with Dennis in talking.
Well, when we did the Iron Debate, I had invited Dennis on, and he got mad at me. He didn't want to come on because I was having you on the show. But so you feel that Ramy
because he cannot come. I have the evidence. I didn't start. He know I have the evidence.
What evidence do you have?
Who prepared Ramy in the beginning?
Oh, you can prove it?
Yeah, I want him. I'm talking. Let him sit in front of me, and I have my old mobile.
Right. Well, Dennis, you here? If you want to come and sit in front of Bader, we can have a debate live, and Bader has evidence. He claims that to prove that you weren't helping Ramy, but I don't know what this case may be. But he did give you guys a good name that you actually adopted, the Camel Crew. Yeah. Originally it was derogatory, but now it's become positive. I told you should make a logo, and you did. It looks great.
Yeah, and this is from beginning. It starts from here And I know you like the action. And
Oh, you brought something for us?
This is for you.
Oh my God! Hold that up, Johnny. We got to get that on camera. The Camel Crew.
This is oxygen.
Oxygen Gym Camel Crew.
This is the new one.
Oh my God! I can't wait to wear that. Let me see that. Look at this. This is great. I'm part of. Am I an honorary member of the Camel Crew now?
Yeah.
All right. I'll cherish this shirt. That's a great idea. Obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about the New York Pro Preview on Heavy Muscle TV, which is going to follow directly after this interview. You've seen bodybuilding probably for the last 20 years, how it's evolved. It's changed, obviously. There's classic physique that came out. There's the men's physique division. Do you think bodybuilding is going downhill? Do you think that we'll see less guys going into bodybuilding, more going into these other divisions moving forward into the future?
Yeah, I think that's because it's easy to do. Bodybuilding, real bodybuilding, it's need more genetics. It's in genetics, physique. If you have a good symmetry, you can do well.
Because of that, do you think that we're going to see more Middle Eastern bodybuilders rising in the ranks in the bodybuilding because more guys in the U.S. are kind of going towards these other divisions?
No, because even in Middle East now it's different. Even in Middle East they like the physique and classic bodybuilding because there's no genetics. It's not easy to be bodybuilding. And even the training for the bodybuilding, it will be more focusing, more hard. And for that, you will see more physique people and more of the classic bodybuilding.
I agree. Well, I'm glad that you're nurturing the next generation of bodybuilders in the Middle East. And if you guys think you're good enough to be a great bodybuilder, you might want to try to join the Camel Crew and contact Boodai. Thank you so much for coming into the studios. And, of course, I want you to hang around because we're going to have a great Heavy Muscle TV show coming up in less than 2 minutes.
You're welcome anytime. And thank you for hosting me the second time. Thank you very much.
All right, well, that'll take us to the end of another episode of Live With. Guys, stay tuned. In 30 seconds or less, we will be starting Heavy Muscle TV, episode 101, the New York Pro Preview, with Chris Cormier and Nathan Asha in the studios. And we have the Lenahans, Thomas and Andrea Lenahan, on their way. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.